So it has been a while, but NatWest have brought back a new bank switching offer worth 180 quid. I want to take you through who can get it and how to get it. So first of all, as I said, it's 180 quid is available. Now that is actually a little bit less than the offer that ran from NatWest at the start of 2024 and in late 2023, a year ago, when it was a 200 quid deal. So that's a bit of a shame, but it's still a little bit more. It's £5 more than most of the other switching deals right now, with one key exception, that Club Lloyd's account running until December the 10th, 2024, that is worth 200 quid. So if you're after a switch just to get some money, then maybe it's worth looking elsewhere. But if you've done a few of them and you're looking at extra features, it's certainly worth a look. So this 180 quid will pay out pretty fast as well. You'll get that money within 7 days of meeting the criteria. Now, the switch itself will take 10 working days, and the other bits and pieces you could do almost instantly. So you could well be getting this money within 3 weeks, maybe, in your account. So plenty of time to get that in time for Christmas, if that's how it will help you out. Now, who can get this offer? Well, this one is open to both new and existing NatWest customers, as long as they fit into a few different pots. The first one is if you're a brand new customer from NatWest, or if you've had an account already, you will not be able to get this if you've had any money from the NatWest group ever in terms of switching money. So that is RBS and Ulster Bank. Now, previously, these rules have had a set date. So maybe if you had a switch a long time ago, you might be able to get the money again. And they did change that date a few times. But this time, they've rolled it back completely. No switching cash at all from any of those three banks. Now, some of you might go, but in the past, they've had similar rules and you've been able to get money from the different banks and stuff. But again, it very explicitly says in the terms and conditions that you can't do that. Now, if you are able to get it, just bear in mind that they might want to take back that money at some point, or potentially even they could close your account. But that's what the rules say. You cannot take advantage of this if you've had switching money from them before. Now, let's assume you haven't, right? Well, if you are not a NatWest customer at the moment, then you need to open up one of two current accounts, the NatWest Reward account and the NatWest Premier Reward account. They are the two that you can open brand new. Now, if you're an existing NatWest customer and you have the Reward account or the Premier Reward account, or a few extra accounts which are no longer available to newbies, the Reward Silver, the Reward Platinum, and also the Premier Reward Black, if you've already got those as well, you're also going to be eligible for the deal. And if you have a different NatWest current account right now, you don't have to open up a brand new one of these. You can upgrade to one of those accounts, the Reward or the Premier Reward. Previously, that wasn't possible. You had to open up a brand new account, but this time you can upgrade. So once you have opened the account, upgraded your account, or already have the account, then it comes into the switch. And switch, you have to, as you do with all of these promotions, switch using the current account switching service, which means it is a full switch. So the bank you are switching from, that account will close down completely. But the good news is, and I won't go into detail about how switches work because I've covered that a number of times before. You can check out that content elsewhere on the website, on the YouTube channel, in the podcast. The switch will move over all your money and direct debits and payments in and out in the future and stuff. So it's all fine to do. Don't worry about that. But it will move all of them from the old bank, which will close. Now, what has changed this time for this offer is you cannot switch from a bank within the NatWest group. So previously, you couldn't switch from a NatWest account into the NatWest account for this offer, but you could do RBS and Ulster. You can't do that anymore, okay? So it has to be from a completely different bank. So not NatWest, not Ulster Bank, and not RBS, but any other bank is fine. If you don't have another account out there that you want to switch, don't forget you can set up a dummy current account, which is an extra account that you set up. Often you can do this with no credit checks and things like that as well, and just for the express purpose of taking advantage of these switching deals. So you can do that if you haven't got them already. Then it's pretty easy. It's one of the most simple bank switching offers out there right now. The main thing you have to do is pay in £1,250 within 60 days of switching. So you've got obviously the time before the switch happens, but the 60 days starts from when the switch takes place. It doesn't say that you can't put the money in before the switch happens, but I would kind of maybe just err on the side of caution and wait until the switch has completed to transfer that money in. It might be you've got money on the old account that you're closing that's switching across. That money transfer over, that will count towards the £1,250 that needs to be paid in. And in fact, you don't have to do it in one go. You can do a number, as with most of these offers, a number of smaller incremental additions to the account. In fact, the same money you can put in, 250 quid, take it out and do that 5 times, and that hits your £1,250, and that is absolutely fine. The only caveat here, and this is a rule that they did introduce earlier this year, was that money has to stay in the account for 24 hours. So whether it's one lump sum or a number of smaller things, 24 hours before you take that money out. It's really important you do that, okay? That's how you hit, that's the main criteria for getting this offer. There is also the need that you open the app banking. So make sure you register for that and use it within the first 60 days. And actually, sort of going back slightly, I should say, actually, when you do make that application in the first place for the switch, you have to do this from the NatWest website or the mobile app. Now, if you're applying for a new account, you'll see that as part of that process. But if you're an existing customer, then make sure you do that. It won't work if you go into branch or do it over the phone, okay? So it has to be done via the app. And that's it. It's pretty simple, really. This is limited to once per person. So you will not get, as in the case with a nationwide switch, a bonus for switching over a personal account and another one for switching a joint account. It's once per person. And if you do switch into a joint account, there is one payment, full stop. Okay, so it's really important that you don't do that. It's much, much better if you can, as a couple, just do 2 individual personal switches into your own 2 personal NatWest accounts. So we don't know when this is going to end. It could end at any time. Last time it ran for a couple of months, but you really don't know with these things. It could be much shorter, it could be much longer. So I think if you do want to take advantage of it and you have exhausted all the other deals, then it's probably best not to delay. So that's a switching deal. What I want to talk about quickly though is which current account to go for. I said there are 2 options for you if you're a new customer or upgrading. That is the rewards account or the Premier Rewards account. Now the Premier Rewards one is going to be a limited number of you who can get that because you need to have quite a large income, £100,000 your sole income or £120,000 joint income, and that needs to be paid into the NatWest account. Or you can have £100,000 savings or investments with NatWest, or a minimum £500,000 mortgage with NatWest. Again, for those people who aren't eligible for that, you're not going to bother with this Premier Rewards, right? If you are eligible, it's certainly worth a look at that option because you can get some slightly higher perks. But what I want to quickly focus here is on some important things you need to know about the reward account itself, again, because that's what I think most of you are going to be going for. Now, this reward account has a fee, right? You can avoid that fee and actually make a little bit of profit from it. But it's important you know this is coming out. This fee is £2 every single month. So you're looking at paying £24 a year if you choose to keep it. Of course, if you don't want to, once you've got your switching cash, you can downgrade to the basic standard NatWest Select account or even switch away to a different bank for another promotion. But let's assume you are going to stick with this account. You pay £2 a month. So if this isn't your main account, you need to make sure that you are having £2 transferred into that account every month. But you also want to make sure there's more money going in on top of that as well, because to avoid that fee, to wipe it out and make a little bit of a profit, this is the reward of the NatWest Reward account. You need to set up 2 direct debits and check your mobile app every single month. If you do that, those 2 direct debits coming out of your account, then you get £4 as a reward. And if you check your mobile app every month, you get £1. Obviously, adding up to £5 total. So if you knock off that £2 fee, you're making a profit of £3 every single month, 36 quid a year. So not a huge amount, not a reason to get the account, but certainly if you're switching anyway, you might want to keep hold of it in the background. Now, as I said, you want to set up those 2 direct debits. So you don't require them for the switch, but you do require them for the account. If you don't have some general expenses going out every single month via a direct debit that you can move to this account, don't forget, I have covered in detail some quick and easy direct debits you can set up, which will help you get around that. Personally, though, with my NatWest Reward account, I've actually use it for money going to charity. That's my charity direct debits go out of this one every single month. Now, the money as well, when it is paid, that £5 monthly reward, this is the other frustration with it. It isn't paid directly into the account itself. It's paid into a reward wallet. So you need to log in every month to transfer it out to your account. You can transfer it out for vouchers and things like that, but generally I think cash is the best option into your account. So it's a bit of annoying. You have to do that. Don't forget, otherwise you might find there's loads of money added up later on. But the important thing here is money must come into the account to cover the fee and those direct debits, regardless of that £5 in case you do forget. Once you've also got the account, you do get access to a regular saver, which is a pretty decent one that's worth talking about as well. This pays 6.17%. That is one of the highest ones right now. This can be beaten by a few places. We'll cover those over at becleverwithyourcash.com/savings. But this money, what's interesting about this regular saver from NatWest is that although you can only pay in 150 quid every month, which is lower than some of the other competitors out there, it doesn't end after 12 months. In fact, it keeps going and you'll continue to be able to add money in and earn that 6.17% rate of interest until you reach a balance of £5,000. Now, when you get to £5,000, so obviously it's going to take you a good few years to get there. Once you get to £5,000, you will continue to earn the rate of interest. It'll actually be 6% because it won't compound because your balance will be limited at 5. But you'll earn that keep going earning that on that money. Now, anything above that, you won't. So you want to stop earning, adding money to it, and you also want to withdraw the interest and transfer that somewhere else. So that can earn interest. But certainly it's a really good account right now. The rate is variable, though, so obviously that could change, but certainly worth considering. Over the long term, if it continues at a competitive rate, then that's probably one of the better paying options out there for your savings. So there you go. That is the new NatWest £180 switching offer. Got more information over at becleverwithyourcash.com if you want to check out all those details again. My name's Andy Webb. Thanks so much for watching. Check out these videos here for more ways to make the most of your money.